I figured out why Cars 3 always makes me so emotional. Not only is it about Lightning's last chance to do what he loves, but it's also a love letter to his mentor, Doc Hudson, who's no longer here. There's no one that Lightning McQueen idolizes more than Doc Hudson. Which is funny because it didn't start out that way. Back when Lightning was a jerk of a rookie, he didn't care about those that came before him or the advice they had. It's Doc Hudson that made him give a damn by tricking him. Doc challenged Lightning McQueen to a race and didn't even have to move to beat him. Lightning was all ego at the time and he's smoking Doc in this race, but then a hard left comes up and he can't make the turn. It sends him over the edge. Remember, Lightning had to fix the road in Radiator Springs that he tore up. Before, he was doing a crap job. After Doc beat him, he's obsessed with trying to figure out how to make that turn. So much so that he's now taking the job seriously and doing a good job so that he can go back to the track and practice. Doc rolls up on Lightning and gives him some advice, letting him know, yo, you're not racing on asphalt. This is dirt, son. Letting Lightning McQueen know where he falls short. We ain't got three-wheel brakes, man, so you gotta pitch it hard and just drive it with the throttle. But give it too much and you're out the dirt and into the tulips. Lightning looking at him like... And then Doc hits him with that famous line, if you're going hard enough left, you'll find yourself turning right. Lightning's like, that makes 0 sense. But when Lightning goes to the racing track, Doc's already there. He's got some old racing tires on. And Lightning's like, what are you doing? What are you about to do? And we see Doc just and take off. Doc is killing this track and Lightning is amazed, but then that turn comes up. And we see what Doc means by going hard enough left that you're turning right as he hits this beautiful drift. And Lightning realizes just who the hell Doc is, the Hudson Hornet, the fabulous Hudson Hornet. It's here we see the past and present clash. Doc tells Lightning about himself and how selfish he is, but Lightning also tells Doc, well, you're just sitting here and people don't even know who you are. You're hiding yourself. They're both right, but Lightning's presence brought the racer back out of Doc. And when Doc showed up for Lightning McQueen to be his crew chief, he took everything he said as gospel. Doc told him, I ain't come all this way to see you quit, so let's get busy. And when Lightning helps out the King after his big car crash instead of winning the Piston Cup, that's when Doc has the utmost respect for him. They become inseparable. They become a dream team. Doc races against Lightning for fun, but also it's a baton pass. And look at the way he looks at Lightning with such pride. As much as Lightning McQueen idolizes Doc, you can tell by the look that Doc is giving him, he is so proud of Lightning. But in Cars 3, just like his voice actor, Paul Newman, Doc has passed on. And Lightning McQueen doesn't have his mentor anymore. I'm not crying, you are! Even though Doc is gone, Lightning has never stopped idolizing that man. And after Lightning's big crash, you start to see that now their careers have mirrored each other. As much as Lightning's comeback is about him getting to do what he loves, it's also about taking that chance to show you still got something left. That chance that Doc never had. Through Lightning McQueen's obsession with coming back, he inadvertently trains Cruz Ramirez into being something that she thought she wasn't all this time. A racer. Cruz messes with Lightning, but she looks at him the same way Lightning does Doc. As a racer, Lightning McQueen had all the confidence in the world. This is who he is. Cruz Ramirez wanted to be this, but she didn't have that confidence. And was constantly told, you're not a racer. Smokey tells Lightning, you'll never be the racer you once were. You can't restart the clock, kid, but you can wind it up again. In the middle of what could have been his last race, Lightning realized his clock is about to stop, but Cruz, at this moment in her life, she's got all the time in the world. All she needs is a chance. Just like Doc Hudson saw something in Lightning that he didn't even see in himself. Lightning McQueen sees it in Cruz Ramirez. Lightning noticed it when they went to the Thomasville track, the home of the Hudson Hornet. Lightning was enamored to be on the same track that Doc used to race on. As Lightning digs his tires into the ground, he realizes why Doc was so knowledgeable about driving on dirt. His home course was made out of it. And Doc was so good at going left to turn right because that first big turn at Thomasville, that's where it had to be done. Lightning nails it, and then he looks back, and Cruz Ramirez is able to do it as well. Lightning hit Doc's move in the heat of his first Piston Cup race 10 years ago. Cruz couldn't do it in Thunder Hollow during that demolition run, but here, where it's calm and quiet, she can nail it. But in the heat of the race, when Jackson Storm is trying to knock Cruz against the wall, Crew remembers the story of Doc Hudson flipping off the wall to get over a rookie and does the exact same move. Just like Doc was impressed when Lightning hit his move during his race, Lightning has the same reaction watching Cruz hit Doc's move that they just heard about. Lightning saw Doc Hudson do that drift. Cruz saw Lightning do that drift. None of them saw Doc Hudson do the flip, and Cruz did it. And it's here where Lightning realizes the next stage of his career, and not before doing something first. By rolling out a whole new paint job the same color as Doc Hudson and getting the fabulous Lightning McQueen taking Doc's namesake on his side. Not only did Doc Hudson have such a huge influence on Lightning McQueen, but he also had an influence on Lightning McQueen's student. So much so that Cruz is rocking Doc's number. And that's why this movie is so beautiful to me. Doc is gone, but Lightning keeps his presence alive, and now Cruz Ramirez is doing that as well. Just like the ending of the Cars movie, they're back at Radiator Springs on the track, and it's Lightning versus Cruz. And when Cruz pulls ahead of Lightning, he gives her the exact same look that Doc did when Lightning pulled past him. And we see that baton pass in the end.